everyone, it's Lewis-duncan. I hope you are very well today. I'm with a fabulous guest here. I'm going to let her introduce herself because I think guests always do it better.
Hi, I'm Ariana from Ariana and the Rose.
Fantastic. So I know you through Fashion Week and all sorts of fabulousness, and obviously your music career as well, which is really exciting. So tell us about New York Fashion Week, because I heard you were really busy.
New York Fashion Week, oh god, I feel like it was forever ago already. It was so fun. I got to perform at several events, which has always been really special, that's how I get to be a part of Fashion Week, that it's not just seeing the shows, which is obviously so fun and unbelievable to do, but to get to be a part of it, I think it adds another aspect that...
I heard it was a rather fabulous show as well.
It was the Alon Levine show. I did a performance while his models were doing the presentation, so I have a band. And it was really kind of interesting because I got to collaborate with the designer on the kinds of music that he wanted. So it wasn't just, okay, I like your music, come sing. It was more, I like your style of music. Can you kind of create a custom show for us? So we did. And
shows you at your best then.
It really did. And everybody, everyone that sort of wrote about it or that was there kept saying, wow, the music really complemented the clothes. And that's, then you know that you've done your job. So
there's a huge following with the brand as well, isn't there?
Yeah, oh my god, he's got the most fabulous people wear his clothing. I mean, Beyonce and Lady Gaga's like all over the place wearing his stuff, and I think Kendall Jenner just wore this like really fabulous jumpsuit of his.
Well, she's doing so well now.
Everywhere. She closed the Dolce & Gabbana show I saw.
But she does look fab. I think they must have put her in a grow bag because she's so much taller than the rest of them.
She really is. I don't know. I'm into it. I'm into her being a model. I don't know. I like it.
So what did you sing?
What did I sing? We did actually two sort of strange versions of my song In Your Bed and this song called Heartbeat that I've also released. So we did really weird sort of elongated instrumental versions, then we'd come back, and I had a vocoder on stage which sort of makes your voice sound like an alien, which is really cool.
And that complemented the collection.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he basically said, he was like, I want this to be like a spaceship landed, and all of these like alien models came out. And it was really, what was so fun about it was that I was obviously wearing this gorgeous Alon dress, and they had done my makeup to match the model, so my whole face was whited out, and they had like no eyebrows, which is strange because I'm Italian, so like I always do the like, we have dark features, so all of a sudden I was this like, pale alien witch.
So me, basically.
No. But you would have loved it.
I'm sure I would.
So I did that, and then on the other end of the spectrum, I performed for Erin Featherston for her after party, which was amazing, and her stuff is like literally the opposite. It's really, what's the word for it? Whimsical and girly and light, and she is that as well. She's this like super blonde, like beautiful. She just looks, I don't know she looks like a fairy or something. So it was really fun to get to do
a wonderful contrast between the two.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was nice to kind of get to do that in a diverse way, and we performed at the after party. So it was really, it was like a club atmosphere, and the band and I just got to do our set. We just did the normal show that we do. Yeah.
Oh, that's really fantastic. So in terms of with Fashion Week, did you see anything exciting? Is there any trends coming up that you would want to wear on stage?
Well, I saw the Tommy Hilfiger show, which was at the Park Avenue Armory in New York, and the show was unbelievable. I mean, I love when designers create sets and things for their shows. I think that it's just such a special thing to do. And I love theater, so I guess that to me that was really theater. The whole thing was based off of Sgt. Pepper's, and everything was that like 60s rock vibe. All the models of
60s is such a huge trend.
So huge. Mod is so huge, which is so funny because I feel like it's come back in bits and pieces, but right now it's like the trend. I mean, Gucci's like all about that. I think Miu Miu in general.
Yeah, that's kind of their vibe, isn't there? Yeah.
But
no, I still quite Holly Fulton. There's a huge amount going on. So,
really?
I think it's quite, especially with London, because it has the history anyway. But there's a massive trend going on there. Definitely.
It's so fun. It's really flattering for people. I think it's also nice that after a long time of sort of being very basic and everything kind of being a little darker, that trend is starting to have a little more play in it. I think that shows a little bit of like a pickup in, obviously, the economic state, if everyone's feeling like, okay, we can have a little more play now in what we're wearing, so.
Yeah, I think it hit everyone else, then fashions was sort of got a bit too crazy, and they were like, no, there's no recession, went mad, and then thought, oh gosh, no, we can't do anything anymore, so pulled it right back.
Yeah.
So I think it's sort of the first couple of seasons where you actually are starting to see skins again. I saw one dress that was complete crocodile, just saying, oh, goodness me. But beautiful, it's nice seeing you to play again, and you look incredible today.
Oh, thank you.
Do you dress differently to what you do on stage, or do you just heighten what you're doing when you're on stage? Or
I feel like I'm in a constant state of changing my mind. So I'm sort of in this sort of real exploration phase of what I want to be wearing, but I wear a lot of vintage. This is vintage. I just love the silhouettes. They fit me really well. I mean, really well. I have a lot of vintage Moschino. I just love it. So I feel like that kind of stuff is really special if you can find a way to mix it and make it look really modern.
Yeah, I think I tend to do that with my clients. There's always a bit of vintage element because I just think the cut and the texture and the fabric's also much better.
Yeah, so I think that it's about how you wear it. I think you can, bad vintage, you look like you've like stepped out of some sort of like
fancy dress.
Yeah, exactly, like on some like grandma's attic. But I do love that. I definitely amp it up for stage. I think you have to. I think it's fun to do as well. I mean, there's definitely
People
that element.
People kind of want to see something.
I mean, especially for the kind of music that I play, there's this real sort of, especially the new music, it lives in this place between sort of being awake and being asleep and dreaming, and so I kind of want to embody that with who I am and how it is, and have sort of everyone feel like that you've kind of jumped into this world where things can be a little more fantastic.
Amazing. I love that idea. So you're recording at the moment?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
I'm almost done with the record. I'm very excited. I've started really writing it as soon as the first EP was finished, and I knew that I wanted to make an album, at least the length of an album, regardless of either we'll release it in EPs or in singles. But it was important to me to find someone to make the album with. I wanted to do a collection of work as opposed to like one-offs with different people. So I found a really amazing producer that I work with. His name's Tom Fuller. He did, there's an artist named Patrick Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
So he did his last record.
Amazing.
We've really worked to create something that both of us felt like was just what we loved and felt like it had a sense of play in it and a sense of darkness, but also it's technological sound, so it's a lot of electro, but it also has a lot of organic instruments, and the vocals are super organic sounding. So I'd like to think that it's this mix of the real and the fake kind of coming together.
And when we put that out, and we'll be expected.
Like right at the beginning of 2015.
Fantastic. And here in America, or
yes,
and roughly about the same time, or
same time. We generally do the same time, but I think in general, the UK is really where I'm based at the moment.
Fantastic. And then obviously with the start again, it's going to almost be Fashion Week again by that point as well. So it's kind of good timing.
It says almost like we planned.
Really, I would have no guess at all.
But we did.
Which of the two seasons do you prefer to go and watch the clothing?
I prefer fall fashion week watching the spring collections. You know why? Because when you're in fall, you're seeing winter collections. Well, I'm sorry, when you're in winter, you're seeing winter collections, and it's all just like really dark. It's like cold outside, and the collections are for winter, and it's like sort of sad to me. But in the spring or in the fall, it's like fall outside, the seasons are changing, and you're seeing spring clothes. I don't know. I like that.
It's nice. So you prefer that kind of time of the year for more colour and more fun?
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas I live in black.
I'm from New York. You'd think I would live in black more. I think I grew up living in black so long that I just decided that I don't want to do it anymore.
Fantastic. And in terms of your other industry, your hair and your makeup, do you do a regular routine with that? Do you have something for stage that you enjoy doing?
Yeah, I mean, people always say I really love like the dewy look, like looking fresh, regardless of what colors you have. And the best makeup artists I've worked with they've used creams for me. So I generally try and stick to creams with all of my makeup. I just like my face can handle powders, but I just feel like I end up looking a little older, or I don't know. And some people's faces, that's great for them. I think you have to find what works for you. But for me, I use a lot of Stila, however you pronounce it. And NARS has an unbelievable cream concealer foundation that I use. Just something that you can blend a lot. And then in terms of like a beauty routine, I actually use Pond's cream, and that is like my beauty routine.
Fantastic. I love when people say about some, really sensitively priced things.
Yeah.
Because there's everything under the sun, isn't it? But a couple of dollars and it's fat. Fantastic.
It's honestly, I've gone away and I've experimented with sort of like better, more sort of expensive top of the line creams, and there's just something about Pond's that it just nourishes my skin. That's it, and that's all I need. I take my makeup off every night and I put on Pond's, and that's it.
I try and do that with when I do videos about makeup tutorials and things. I try and find products that are sensibly priced because not everyone can afford Chanel, or sometimes it doesn't work for everyone. So the idea of when people come up with their fabulous product and it's really cheap is fantastic.
Okay, I'm glad.
So in terms of you're promoting the music, you're in the theatre, everything's going on there, recording. So what else are you looking forward to into 2015?
In general, I've been really fortunate to get to travel a lot doing music, and I've toured a lot, and I think that that's been something that I loved before I was really able to do that with music. I've gotten to go to some amazing places. I lived in Argentina for a while. I visited Vietnam right after I finished university. So I'd like to do some of that in 2015. But it's fun when you get to do it with work. I got to go to Norway and write a little bit, and Sweden as well. So I'd like to think that I'll get to do that.
Did that help with any influence in sort of music you were doing?
Yeah, I think that it doesn't immediately influence the song you write, but it just seeps into who you are, seeing other people, meeting other people. And so I started to write songs, I think, that I felt like could be about a collective as opposed to just me songs all the time, which I think if you can really nail a certain emotion that worked, like Adele, her songs are about her experience, but it's so universal. But I think that there's other artists that can kind of find a way to talk about something that's going on in a larger way. It's like, I think David Bowie did that really well. Yeah. I mean, he just really brought the collective into what he was doing, and I think that's
such character as well.
Yeah, and that's what makes something popular, right? It's about being accessible. So I think that traveling has really done that, and I've gotten to talk to people about, it's so funny, like you go to Sweden and like I was in Denmark, and I had a whole conversation about how they were talking about like the American healthcare system and like, things like that, where you just get a different perspective on how people see things. Everything from we don't have like it's something that you guys have a trend about wearing trainers everywhere, and like in America that hasn't happened.
Some
yet.
British people do.
No. So I know some girls that look really fabulous. In their
to be fair, some people can put it off. They're not my kind of thing.
I know, and I know that sounds like a really sort of basic
I think Lily Allen started that for us.
Absolutely, she definitely did. But I mean, it sounds like a basic thing, but just sort of being aware of what's important to different cultures and people, and that's definitely influenced.
Yeah, I think politics is something that people don't necessarily realise. It actually, everything in the world has some political aspect.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that that's really influenced, and I really enjoy it. I love getting to talk to people about just their day-to-day, as simple as, this is what we eat every day, and it's different than something else.
Fab, right, so we're going to do a couple of silly things, and then we're going to promote where you are and how we can get hold of you.
Okay.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Day or night?
Night.
What is your favourite beauty product?
Probably Vaseline. Is that weird?
No, because that's actually very multi-purpose, isn't it? Think about that. If you could meet someone for dinner, who would it be? Dead or alive?
Sam Smith.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah, absolutely. Massive. Incredible voice. Right, so tell the audience where we can find you. Do you have Twitter, Instagram, everything for those fabulous goodness, where we can find you?
I have all the things. Twitter is Ariana the Rose. Instagram is Ariana in the Rose. Facebook is facebook.com/Ariana in the Rose. And our website is arianaandtherose.com.
And where we can get the music currently?
On iTunes or on Spotify. Just Google it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.